By no means was this game a Picasso from the Toronto Blue Jays, but you know who doesn't give a rat's ass about that? This guy right here, and probably just about every Blue Jay fan you know, and the people that do care about how they won this game, those are miserable people in your life. The Blue Jays walk it off 4-3 in 10 innings over the Los Angeles Angels and improve their record to 50-38. And hey, Michael K, you know, you like the sexy run differential stuff? Well, the Jays won by 1 run. The Yankees lost by 1 run. Oh no, it's so bad. Guess what? After 162 games have come and gone, they're not going to be like, whoa, hold on, that game back in early July that you won by 1 run, that's an issue. Because it's not. And the Toronto Blue Jays are 12 games over 500 at 50-38. The Yankees had a 5-3 lead late. Blew it. The Rays had a 3-1 lead over the Twins. Blew it. And the Blue Jays are 2 games up on both teams atop of the American League East. Oh, it's beautiful. Isn't it? It's so beautiful. But let's break down this particular ball game and what occurred. Offensively, nothing to come by for both teams through 5 innings. But in the bottom half of the 6th inning, the Jays started to get some offense cooking against Kyle Hendricks. It took long enough, but they got it going. And it started with a Will Wagner double, either one off the wall or off the wall in about right center field. The leadoff double there. Tyler Heidemann, an awesome sacrifice bunt, did his job. He got thrown out at first, but Will moves up to third base. You got a guy at third, less than 2 out for Andres Jimenez. And he gets a ball in the outer half, elevated, tries not to do too much with it, punches it into left field for a base hit. In comes Willie Wagner, and the Toronto Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Then George Springer singles to center field. Jimenez ends up at third base, but then comes up lame, so he ends up leaving the game. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But then you have runners in the corners with still only 1 away. Bo Bichette singles to left field. In comes Leo Jimenez, who came in for Andres Jimenez. And the Jays are up 2-0. And George ends up third base in the play, so you just switch spots. You're at runners in the corners with only 1 out still. Addison Barger, hold on a minute. So Addison Barger hits, was it force out? Oh, right. This was the chopper to short. And Zach Neto, if you ever played the game of baseball, this does happen, clearly. Where you get so ahead of yourself as an infielder. Where you're like, Zach Neto easily thought on that chopper, all right, we're going to flip it to second, try and get a quick double play and save that run from scoring from third. Problem is, he forgot the most important thing. Getting the baseball. He does not. In comes George Springer. And the Blue Jays are up 3-0. We're feeling good here. 6th inning, we're up 3-0. Eric Lauer's been cooking. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Top of the 7th inning, Mike Trout hits an infield single. Taylor Ward hits a single to left field. By the way, on that single to left field, great play by David Schneider to cut the thing off or play well off the wall to hold everybody to a single. Awesome stuff there. But honestly, it didn't matter. Because after that, they bring in Nick Sandlin out of the bullpen and immediately gives him a 3-run shot to Joe Adell. We are tied. Oh, my goodness. Just stressful. And Yariel Rodriguez goes out there, you know, and I applaud him for going inning in a third, but it felt like just walking the freaking tightrope. Where it's hitting guys, walking guys, couple of runners on, but found a way to not allow an earned run, and we force it to extras. But I gotta say one thing. You know, I mentioned in the last video how I was happy how John Schneider coached those games and how they approached Aaron Judge. But in this game, I'm very glad it didn't come back to haunt us. But using Alejandro Kirk in the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 out and nobody on base made no sense to me at all. Because think about this hypothetical. That's really all we can do. You go to that bottom half of the 10th inning, right? Where you've got, who's at the second base? Bottom 10. Miles Straw plays the second base. Now, it would have been, if they weren't initially taken out, it would have been Davis Schneider at second base. And Nathan Lucas walks, and Ernie Clement ideally was supposed to bunt to move them over. So let's say he drops that bunt down. Then it's automatic with second and third, 1 out. Yes, Wagner's at the plate, but he's already playing first base. Vladdy's sitting on the bench. It makes 100% sense to bring him in. And then you have a big moment there. And if that doesn't work, well, Heineman's your next batter, and Kirky is ready and available. But you don't use that. You use him in the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 out and nobody on base. He strikes out. There goes that. There's the use of Kirk. It was a very weird scenario. Now, thank God it didn't come back to haunt the Blue Jays, because in that bottom half of the 10th inning, after Chad Green holds the fort in the top half, that cannot go unnoticed. It was awesome. And like I mentioned, bottom 10 with Miles Straw at second. Nathan Lucas walks. I think it was on 4 pitches. Maybe not. And then Ernie Clement comes up, and we all know what's happening. He's going to try and drop a bunt down. But in my opinion, he dropped one of the perfect bunts in baseball. Right? In between third base and the pitcher. You know, and instead of having the fielder and the third baseman field the ball, you're making the pitcher make the play. But he's off balance, and he fires at the first, and he airmails the first baseman. In comes Miles Straw. And the Blue Jays walked this game off 4-3. It was ugly, but who the hell cares? A win is a win, and the Blue Jays have been doing a lot of that recently. Winners of 6 consecutive ball games, 12 games over the 500 mark at 50-38. We talked about winning series, right? Well, the Blue Jays are 1 win away in the next 2 to doing exactly that. I hope it's tomorrow, because I will be at the ball games. I'm hoping they find a way to do it tomorrow. But let's break down the player stats, shall we? There wasn't a whole lot, right? Andres Gimenez 1 for 3 with an RBI before he left the ball game. George Springer, another multi-hit game. What else is new? 2 for 4 with the runs scored for George. And not much else, though. Will Wagner 1 for 3 with the runs scored. 5 hits total for the Toronto Blue Jays today. But your pitching, your defense, your timely hits got the job done. 5 hits for the Blue Jays, 7 strikeouts, only walked the 1 time. Didn't have a lot of base runners, but made them count when they did. And Eric Lauer. Longest start as a Blue Jay, most pitches thrown as a Blue Jay, and well-deserved. 6 innings of 3 hit ball, 2 of which happened in the 7th inning where he couldn't get an out. 2 earned runs, thanks Nick Sandlin for that. On the 3-run shot, both base runners were Eric Lauer's. Struck out 6 guys and walked 1. He has been ridiculous for this Blue Jays ball club, and it continues. And I mentioned the Tik Tok before I wrap this thing up, that Eric Lauer gives me Marco Estrada vibes. Now, people are going to be like, well, what are you talking about? One's a righty, one's a left. It's very different. It's not. How did the Jays get Marco Estrada? They acquired him from the Milwaukee Brewers. Kind of a long inning relief guy. Maybe a little back end of your rotation kind of guy. Not really all that great. Eric Lauer brought in on a minor league contract from the Milwaukee Brewers. We all know what happened with Marco Estrada. And think about it. Does Eric Lauer have top tier stuff? No. Did Marco? The changeup was great. But no. High velo? No. They just find a way to get it done in Blue Jay Blue. Love to see it from Eric Lauer. He was great. Nick Sandlin, went an inning, allowed 1 hit. Problem was, it was a 3-run shot. So that's no good. Got a strikeout. And we'll have to, again, he's still early off the IL. I don't want to dwell on it too much for him, but it's got to be better. Brendan Little came in. 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts, walked the guy. How many pitches did he throw? 17 pitches for 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Brendan Little just never makes anything easy on himself. Yarel Rodriguez went an inning and a third, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, got a strikeout, ended up with a bases loaded 2-out situation, gets a strikeout to end the inning. Big time stuff there. And in the 10th inning, with the ghost runner at second, Chad Green goes a clean inning, no base runners, and a punch out to pick up win number 3 on the season for him. And all of a sudden, Chad Green's starting to figure it out a little bit more. You look at recently in his outings, again, I'm taking a wild guess here. Yeah, exactly. He has gone, okay, let me do some math here. An inning and a third, so inning, 2 and a third, 3 and a third, 4. Was that 5 consecutive outings? Or what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 consecutive outings of scoreless baseball and runless baseball in 5 straight innings. Chad Green is starting to figure it out a little bit. I'm hoping, because that would be very nice to add to the bullpen, which is already depleted. You didn't have Jimmy Garcia today. You did not have Jeff Hoffman today. And you needed to find a way to get a win. And Chad Green in extra innings locked it down so that Ernie Clement could walk this game off on a bunt. And the Blue Jays win it. It's beautiful. And look, Blue Jay fans, if you're not thinking about, winning the division, you're more like thinking about making the playoffs. This is a team that is hovering around 500. That's a team that's fighting in the wild card race. You look at the Angels right now, even after the loss today, they're only 2.5 out. So Blue Jays, do a job. Tomorrow, game 2 of this 3-game series at Rogers Center. Max Scherzer gets the ball for the Blue Jays again. I'm going to be at that ball game against Jack Kochwitz. Kochanevich? I don't know. Not going to try. I guess I did try and butchered it completely. 3:07 first pitch tomorrow is game 2 of this 3-game series and a chance to win yet another series for the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the dub today, hit that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok. All that stuff is down below, so follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edition, of course, tomorrow. It'll be night because I will be at the ballpark, but 3:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Max Scherzer on the mound for the Blue Jays, looking for, make it 7 in a row wins and win yet another series. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the dub this evening. Talk to you guys then.